Thank you, Edson. All right. Thank you. Bye. I'm here, guys.
I hear you.
Thank God.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, so we're live now, so I'm going to ask you not to talk at the moment, okay, Pumpkin?
Yes.
But otherwise, you're coming in perfect. Okay. So everybody is in the rooms. The rooms are coming through beautifully. I can see everything. Everybody is here. I'm just making some last minute changes to the stream. There is a okay. All right, so I'm going to give you guys notice in just a moment that I'm about to go live, and then I'll let you guys know when it's time to talk, and I'll introduce you one by one, okay? Everybody's doing a great job. You guys are doing a great job. The team is greeting people, and things are working just fine. Okay. Also, while you're waiting, Shirley, if you can go over and let Twitter know that you're live. You can just say we're live right now and put my link in. And okay, all right. So I think everything is good. Okay. All right, Jessa, you got this. Come on. You got this. Come on. You can do it. You're fine. All right. I am going to turn on my microphone now. I want everybody to stay very quiet, okay? Until I introduce you. All right? Hey there. You're watching the Jessa channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and this is a PAX panel. Hello, everyone. Hello. I want to see who's in the chat room right now. Bam! Look at all of those people. First of all, everyone say hello to me. Say hello. Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hi,
Welcome.
everyone. Hello.
Hello. And actually, you can hear the people in the background, but I'm going to actually ask them. I don't think they're coming through because I'm just on my mic, but I'm going to ask them to stay quiet for a moment because I'm going to introduce them. And I can see that there are tons of people here, tons of people. And we have some awesome, there's more of me. I'm just me. But I have some awesome guests today because I'm going to let you know what's going on today. And then I am going to invite you guys into our tea party. We have 3 other beautiful ladies here all ready to join us. This is a PAX panel for tea parties, a virtual tea party with grandma gamers. And I have some awesome people here today. So first of all, again, say hello. Say hello to me. Right there.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. And actually, I'm talking to chat, so I'll let you guys, I'll call you by name when you're ready, when it's time. And hello, Joe. Hello, Velour. Hello, Sanguine. Hello, Jesse. This is awesome. Look, you guys, I have flowers in my hair. Yay! So today we are recording a PAX panel for PAX West, which is going to be online this year. And we have some wonderful ladies, and we're going to be talking about gaming and what we love. And I also have questions from the audience. So the first thing I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to put on a little music here. And I'm going to let you guys listen to a little bit. We're going to try some Luna Shadow Dust here. And I'm going to see if I can get that to come up there. A little Luna Shadow Dust there. There we go. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't see my music coming through. Can you guys hear that music? I don't think you can. No, probably not. Nope, you guys can't hear it? Well, that's all right. Then we're just going to have to... You guys can't hear it? No, I'm sorry, you guys. I won't be able to make a quick change now. I'm not sure why my music isn't coming through. But let me just try one more thing, because it would be good if we had a little bit of music while we are enjoying our PAX panel. And I want to thank my panelists for hanging out with me, just and being patient there while I work out this initial little problem. And I told them, they're all new to well, two of them are new to live streaming, and they all know, and the one who isn't is sitting there nodding her head and going, yeah, this is pretty much par for the course when you're live. This is how it goes. So let me try this. There we go. You guys should hear it now. How about that? Yeah. I'm loud and clear. Perfect. Music is a go. Sound team, sound check, please. Thank you. All right. Oh, sorry. I just closed the music. That was silly. I just started the music up and then closed the app that was playing the music. That's just silly. Who does stuff like that? Oh, yeah, me. That's who does stuff like that. There we go. Let's minimize it. All right. And music should be kind of quiet there. Sound check now, please. There we go. Yes. All right. So we have a lot of people watching from around the world, and I think you guys are not really here to see me. Let's just be honest. How many of you guys are actually here to see me? Like 3 of you. And my husband. Just like 3 of you. And like mostly the people who are here to see me are you guys are here to see like Shirley. Come on. Come on. Who's here to see Shirley? Yeah. Okay. Let's just yeah, I knew it. I could take it, you guys. I could take that pain. I'm gonna need to call my therapist, but I could take that pain because it's true. I have, wait for it. I have Shirley Curry. Oh yeah. The one, the only, my bestie. I have Shirley Curry. I also have Britta, Food for Dogs, whose channel is she is our JRPG queen. And so she is going to be talking about that today. And then finally, I have Mary, LadyMpire. She is fantastic. And so now we're going to switch over to the overlays, and I'm going to introduce them. Get prepared. Get ready. Here we go. All right, they are here. They are here on the Jessup channel and on PAX Online. And I want to thank PAX for bringing this panel to PAX Online. And this panel will be live later on, or will be replayed later on in September. and I will let you know the dates on that, so follow me at the Jessa channel. But for now, it is time to do some introductions. Britta, who's right above me, Britta, why don't you say hello?
Hello, everyone. My channel is called Food for Dogs. And before you ask, yes, I do have a video up explaining the origin of that name. I call my channel Cozy. That means I like it friendly and relaxed, and I intend to keep it that way. I started out on YouTube doing unboxings. I unbox limited editions of mainly JRPGs because that's my favorite genre. I like to talk during the unboxings to give a bit of a background history, talk about the development, the artwork and the artists, the music and the composer, just the complete package, really, to give people some context and hopefully some interesting information. I also have several plushy assistants who help me out during my videos. This is Mishi here. Hello. I also do some gameplay videos occasionally. I don't really get around to doing that enough, but I certainly enjoy doing them, and I tend to give my thoughts on the game during those videos. Recently, I've branched out a little bit more, and I did a series of videos called Tech of My Childhood. That was really a bit of a nostalgia trip for myself, but I found there was lots of interest in that as well, so that was great. And that's really my channel in a nutshell. Cozy. It's food for dogs. Thank you very much.
I don't hear you.
Okay.
Sorry about that, I'm muted. Give me a little dog symbol. Give me a little dog in chat, like a little dog symbol, and let me know. And sorry about that, I hit my mute and didn't unmute myself. But like, give me a little icon for a dog to say welcome to Britta. And, oh, there we go. There's Leah. What is that? That looks like a cow, Leah. There we go. And that is Britta. Britta, chat is going up, flowing with those little dog things, little dog symbols. And hopefully you guys can hear me now. You should be able to hear me. I'm looking at my team. It's going to let me know as things are going. There we go. Okay, got it. All right, so next up, I'm going to introduce. You can hear me now? Okay, good. Yay, thank you. Awesome. Next up, I'm going to introduce Mary, who's up that way. Mary, you're up next.
Hi. I'm Mary, go by the gaming name of LadyMpire. I've been gaming for 43 years, since about 1977. My first game was Pong. Literally the ding, ding, ding. And since then, all of the games in between, the arcade games, everything. Then I had a family, 2 sons, didn't play as much. And when they got older, got into Sims, Minecraft, some console games, and eventually PC gaming. And I'm kind of all over the place. I'll play everything from Minecraft to Borderlands and PUBG with my kids. I have a Twitch channel, of course. I also have a YouTube channel, which I haven't been very active in for many reasons. And currently I've been mostly streaming to fundraise for St. Jude. But I'm so happy to be here, Jessa.
Thank you, Mary. Now, Mary, how did you and I meet?
We met because we did a panel at PAX West in Seattle with Miss Shirley. And this is...
Yay!
And Shirley and I did one previously before that, so this would be my third
But Stallion says hello.
PAX panel. So that's kind of
This
cool.
is your third? What was your first one?
With Miss Shirley. Her and I did one together once.
And then you and I did. Oh, yeah. Oh,
And then
yeah.
we
This
did
is your
one.
third. Okay. Yeah. And then we did one, the three of us. And then we're doing another one this year,
Yes.
except it's online.
I know. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
Because it's the PAX panel
Yes.
for PAX West. By the way, how many of you guys in chat have heard of PAX West? And how many of you guys are going to be attending PAX Online?
But Stallion says hello.
Let me know. Patrick has heard of it. Yeah. Yes and no, everybody. Yeah, some of you guys have heard of it as well, too. Okay, and then next up, I'm going to introduce... Oh, she's Skyrim's favorite grandma. We love her. She's also a really good friend of mine. She really is. I care about her very much. You guys, welcome to the Jessa channel. Shirley Curry. Hello, Shirley.
Thank you, Jessa. Thank you. Hi to everybody. Mary, Britta, and Jessa. And everybody out there in chat. I'm thrilled that everybody's here.
Yes.
My name is Shirley Curry. My channel is named Shirley Curry. And it's basically Skyrim that I play. I have tried many other games, one or two videos here and there that you'd find in my playlists, but I just play Skyrim all the time. But I started gaming back in the mid-90s when my son helped me on a computer to learn what to do on it and gave me a game and taught me how to play. Before that, I didn't know anything about computers or gaming or anything. And he started me with Civilization 2. And I played that for several years, day and night. I would hardly eat or sleep. And so eventually he showed me Skyrim. And so I started playing that, and that's when I really became addicted. And I don't hardly like any other games at all. None of them. And so I keep looking at all the games out there, but I can't find anything.
So I was asked on Reddit, someone asked me to ask you if you like Elder Scrolls Online, and I said, I don't think so.
I think it's beautiful, but it's too hard for me to play because I can't stand all them menus within menus within menus. And if I get in a situation where I might have to be in a little bit of combat or something, I don't even know where to go to look for anything. It's just I can't role play in it. That's the problem. I'm a role player, and there's too many people in there. They run right through you, and that just takes me out of the game immersion.
Yeah, that is actually a big problem that I have with MMOs, and one of the reasons why I don't play Elder Scrolls Online at all. Oh, and you know what? I just realized there's an echo, and I just realized what it might be. So just one moment, please, while I make a quick change that lets me know what that echo's about. That is... So it means that you guys may not be able to hear me unless you're listening to the live stream. Actually, that won't work either. That's not going to work. Okay. Just a moment, please, you guys. I'm sorry about the delay. There's a slight problem on how I have this set up, but I hope it's not too annoying for you guys to listen to. Let me know in chat. Because this is the first time we've tried to do this method of getting everybody in, but hopefully it's working out. And thank you for the raid! Emily, you promised Shirley on Twitter you would raid us, and there it is!
Cool.
There are over 100 people watching us on YouTube and on Twitch, and then also on Mary's channel at LadyMpire. She's on Twitch. She's live on Twitch too. Thank you so much. It's a faint echo, but it's not annoying. Thank you, Gail. Appreciate that. By the way, before we head on into the talk for the panel, my team is working through YouTube and Twitch in the background. There are 4 of them here. They are team members of mine that have been with me over a year, all of them, some of them 2. And they are what is keeping us safe. They are doing sound checks. They are relaying messages to me, and they're basically working their butts off. I want to thank them so much. And you guys give me a heart in chat. Give me a heart in chat for the team. Thanks. So, and Sassy Gamer, I can see that you hosted us. Thank you so much. That's awesome. All right. So, thank you for those hearts for the team. They work really hard for me, and I could not live stream without them, and that is the absolute truth. So we are going to go now into some of the discussion that we have here. I went ahead and put together an outline of what we're going to be talking about today. But also, this is a tea party, and I have to ask my husband if he'll bring my tea up, because I forgot my tea. You guys, this is a tea party. So first of all, before we go ahead, why don't you show me your teacups? Show me your teacups. And then could you bring up my tea for me, please? And
so pretty.
Isn't that cute?
I don't.
oh, look at that! You actually have a little pot, Mary.
Yes. It's a little Alice.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. And my husband, I was so busy. We kind of had a technical difficulty right before we started, and I was so busy that I didn't have any chance to get my teacup. And Shirley, do you have those gloves I sent you? Those lace gloves?
Yes, I do.
They're beautiful.
Got little flowers on.
They have, yeah, and I have the same pair, and my husband's gonna get them for me in just a moment because I was so busy and frazzled I forgot to get my lace gloves. But he's gonna bring those to me. My beautiful husband, who's basically my stage hand and takes care of everything that I need to have done. So thank you so much, and you guys pour yourself a cup of tea. Everyone in chat, go ahead and relax, and let's get started.
Does everyone else see the chat? I don't.
Yeah, the chat is actually live, so you would have to have it open on Twitch. So on your browser, open up another tab, and then open up twitch.tv / the Jessa channel. I can put a link in let's put a link for you in Discord, and that'll be the easiest way for you to go ahead and see. And then you can be in chat as well, too. Everybody got cookies? Who's got cookies with their tea today? Can I get a cookie in chat? I want a cookie, you guys. I'm hungry. So let me just and I see the messages you got, the team has given me. I see those. Thank you very much. Shirley, go ahead and click that link in our Discord. Okay. You made scones? Sanguine Lynx made scones. Pass them out to everybody. I'm hungry. You guys got tea. I see some salad. Emily is there. Look at that. Ooh, scones. That's wonderful. Okay, so, all right. So, you know, a lot of us have been interviewed before. This is not our first interview. Nope, Shirley actually has been interviewed about a gazillion times. And one of the things that Shirley has said, is this right, Shirley? Correct me. One of the things that Shirley has said is that we get asked the same questions a lot as grandma gamers. We get that a lot. So my question to you all, and you can just kind of jump in, whoever wants to answer this, and I'll just kind of keep us flowing through the conversation. But one of my questions to you guys is, let's not talk about the usual, how did you get into gaming question. Let's focus on what our first memorable gaming experience was. So what is that earliest game that you played that really made an impact on you? The one that made you go, I love gaming. This is so fun. I can't believe this. This is so awesome. And the game that really sticks with you to this day. Who would like to answer that one?
I'll answer it. I started with that Civilization 2 and and then became addicted to Skyrim. But even now, I worked my way through all the Civilization games, and now I still play Civ 5 when I need to just sit and relax and veg out.
Oh, Civ is great. Mine would probably be Sims. I probably got into that when Sims 2 came out. I missed Sims 1, but Sims 2 I was totally addicted. I mean, I couldn't wait to play. I had a little notebook with little stories about what was happening in each family, and they just kind of, the stories just grew and made themselves. But that's probably the one, and I've since then bought every Sims since Sims 4, Sims 3. But I used to make, I didn't do video then, but I was on a forum and I did stories with pictures with the forum members, and that was a lot of fun. Got into the modding and making shirts and clothes and different things. So that was probably the one that really took off.
Mary, you made custom content for the
I
Sims?
did.
Because I don't know if you know this, but I still play The Sims
I
on
saw
the channel.
that. Yeah.
We play The Sims 2, the best. Don't argue with me, you guys. Sims 2 is the
Yeah.
best. I want
It
to hear in
is.
chat.
It's the
Sims
most
2 is the best.
moddable. Yeah. Yeah.
And also, look, you guys.
You got
My
gloves?
gloves. I have the exact same gloves that Shirley has. They're wonderful. I sent her the same ones I have, and they have little flowers on them. So now it's an official tea party. Look at that.
That's so cute. Yeah, I did a sim house. You know, like you'd put all the Sims in, let them run on auto and just see what they did. And then I did a Sim Survivor and a Sim Cruise and all these different little play along stories. But unfortunately, they're none on video.
Yeah. Well, be glad, because some of my early stuff is on video still, can still be found out there in the world, because I was part of the Sims community before I was a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, you know, every once in a while somebody threatens to pull all that stuff up and embarrass me, so kind of be glad. Be glad. And Britta, how about you? What's your first?
I have a confession to make. I have never played The Sims, and I have never played Civilization, but I have both of them now in my backlog, and I very much hope I'll find the time to dive into them, because they both look pretty cool. My earliest memory of getting completely addicted was a tiny indie game called Rainbow Moon. It was available on the PlayStation 3, and it was very early after I'd just started gaming and was still looking around, you know, and I thought, oh, RPGs might be my kind of thing. And I just got stuck into Rainbow Moon. It's what's called a tactical RPG, so you work on a basic grid layout for your combat, a bit like a chessboard, and you make your moves, and it's turn-based. And I just loved it. The game is sort of very colourful and cartoony, and that appealed to me as well. And the main thing is it was really, really easy to learn. It's a very simple to get into tactics RPG. To this day, if somebody asks me, can I recommend something for someone who's never played a tactics RPG and wants to learn the basics, I recommend Rainbow Moon, because that's how I learned it. And tactics RPGs have become my favorite genre within the RPG genre. So I played it for, I think, well over 200 hours I poured in. I just couldn't let go of the game. I did in the end, but I played it on and off over about 1.5 years until I finally completely completed it, and yeah, there was nothing left to do. That's my Rainbow Moon.
Rainbow Moon. How many of you guys have played Rainbow? Have either of you guys played? Mary, do you know what she's talking about?
No,
No?
I played Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Harvest Moon. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny indie game. One of those that, unless you hear about it from a friend, you would probably not come across.
I'm going to write it down though.
So I'm gonna look in chat and see how many of you guys may have heard of this. Yeah. And also, people are, to the people on the panel, you guys can go ahead and open up Twitch on open up Twitch TV / the Jessa channel on another browser if you want to hang out and see chat and chat with people as well too. You can go ahead and chat right in chat if you want to while we're talking. So, my first game experience was a game based on a book by Raymond E. Feist, and this is like way back when it was. I have to just actually go ahead and Google it to video game. Let's see, because it was a game that was on. It was a DOS game way back when, like Windows 3.1, and you had to, like, in order to start the game, Betrayal at Krondor came out in 1993, and I'm actually going to put this on screen so you guys can see this game that I'm talking about, Betrayal at Krondor. It was so freaking old school, dudes. It was so old school. And let's see if I can get a relatively big picture of it here. And I'm going to put that on desktop for a minute here. Oh, I just realized my gloves don't allow me to use my Stream Deck. I can't use my Stream Deck with my gloves on. But yeah, you guys should be looking at the desktop now, and that's Betrayal at Krondor. And I actually bought this game. I bought this game, and I went home, and I didn't finish it. It began my still very long, continuous era of not finishing stuff. Not finishing games. I still, to this day, have the hardest. I love the idea of RPGs. Have any of you ladies have this problem?
Yes.
Unable to, like, these long games, you can't finish them?
Yes. Skyrim is one of mine. I've never played it all the way through, but I've played 150 hours, way less than Shirley, but a lot of games I do finish, but there are quite a few I have not.
Shirley, have you finished the main quest in Skyrim?
I don't think so. I don't think I've finished anything in Skyrim. I'm too busy making my own stories.
That actually ties into a panel that I'm doing tomorrow here on the Jessa channel, here at Twitch TV, where I'm doing a panel for role-play gamers, and I'll talk about that towards the end, but how to role-play, how to improv role-play. But Shirley and Mary and Britta, like, gaming is not only just about, we're grandmas, yeah, okay, that's great, old news, we're grandmas, who cares? But what about like storytelling, and like, do you guys like make up stories in your head when you're playing your games? Or Shirley, I know you've got some stories going on with Skyrim. What have you got going on?
Oh my goodness, I just started a new story called Leanna, A Shaman's Tale, because I've never ever played a magic character before. I was kind of afraid to.
Oh, that's fun.
And, but some modders that's making a character of me for Skyrim SE sent me the house that they made for that character to live in. So they're allowing me to live in it with my character and show everybody what's in it and what it looks like and everything. So this is being really fun.
I have seen your Skyrim work. My very first memory of you, Shirley, is I went to your channel. You were on fire on Reddit, and everybody was like, "You guys got to talk about this grandma gamer. You've got to connect with it. She's so great." And I went over to check you out because you were the big thing. And the very first video I watched of you, you said, "Good morning, grandkids." I am in Bleak Falls Barrow, and oh look, there are some Draugr here. Oh, okay, let me see. Where did I put my weapon? Let me see. And then your character, Khajiit, took out this like two-handed battle axe, like, wonk. Oh, there it is. You were just like, oh, there it is. Okay. All right, kids. Now we're going to go over. We're just going to smack this Draugr right here. Woo! I killed him. Oh, my goodness, I killed him. Oh, right at the knees, kids. Did you see that? I was like...
You talk about bringing up old videos and embarrassing you.
That's awesome.
I know, it's terrible, but I don't care. You can go and bring up, you've watched my early Skyrim stuff. You can go back with Mala, my character Mala, where I voice acted, and people, that was back when voice acting was not a thing on YouTube. So people were like, are you crazy? And I was like, well, yeah, but that's beside the point. I'm trying to voice this character. Like, people didn't understand this at all. Yeah. And so so that was a question about like our first game. But now I'm curious about, I know Britta was saying, and Britta and I had now just fun fact, Britta and I just met this week. And Britta just met all of us this week. And I wanted a fourth for our another party for our tea party. So I went to Reddit and I said, hey guys, I need a grandma gamer. Who you got? And Reddit said, you gotta talk to Britta, you gotta talk to Food for Dogs. So I went over and I saw her channel, and she was so cute and so sweet. But then she has a picture up of her, I think on Twitter, with a pink hat on. And I was like, you're hired. So I went over to her and I said, hey, want to be friendsies? And so she is the newest part of our gang of gamers. And I'm really glad you're here, Britta, and that you could join us for this.
Yes.
Thank you, Jackson.
You're welcome, Britta.
And
So,
you took your pretty pink hat off.
You took your pink hat off, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite heavy, surprisingly heavy, and with the headphones on, it gets really hot.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
I'm sorry, you'll have to look at my grey hair now.
But that's all right, because I had to take my gloves off because I can't operate the mouse and all the stuff I'm doing here.
I thought you just raised a really interesting topic about role playing and how you do your own, construct your own stories in it. And I was just thinking, because I play mainly JRPGs, and they're quite different in that most of them have quite a linear narrative that you have to follow along. So you don't have necessarily the freedom you might have in Skyrim to just stop and construct your own little world and your own little story. So I tend to do different things, because many of the JRPGs I play, I'd sort of tie also in with anime series. So I watch the series and get attached to maybe one or two characters, and then I play the game and imagine myself as one of my favorite characters and what I might be doing in this situation or that.
Britta, I'm so sorry. I'm going to ask you to start that question again, because you were muted, and it was my fault. My husband just came up and told me, and I can't see chat right now. So just start at the beginning with that question again. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, it was really just a very brief comment about what especially Shirley was talking about, being inside an RPG and constructing your own character and your own story for that character. And because I play mainly JRPGs, that's not really possible like that, because JRPGs are usually quite narratively driven. You have to follow along a storyline. So you don't quite have that freedom. So what I tend to do in my head is I enter into one of my favorite characters and try and think what I might be doing in
But
the
Stallion says
situation,
aloud.
or how I would execute that combo, what I might want to wear, etc. And because my games often tie in with anime series, I can watch the anime and that sort of deepens the experience. So that's really how I get into my roles. But the ultimate role for me is living inside the Studio Ghibli movie. And of course, we can do that as gamers now because we have the fantastic Ni no Kuni, which is available on all platforms. And that
Did you say Nino Cooney?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the game where you literally are inside a Studio Ghibli movie. That's what it feels like. It's just fantastic.
So, for those of us who don't play JRPGs, which is everyone here in the panel, I mean, describe some of these terms. I purposely wanted you to represent that because the rest of us are just CRPG gamers, or we're Western gameplay gamers, and you really focus on Japanese gaming, Japanese anime. Tell us more about that. Like, what does Ni no Kuni mean, and who is Studio Ghibli?
Oh,
And you can show us some stuff too. You can also show your games, and also you can show your mascot too.
yes. Well, yeah, I've already introduced Mishi. Another very well-known mascot she's another assistant, is Morgana from a series called...
Cute.
Yes. She is a very, very smart cat. In fact, she's far too smart for her own good. She gives me a lot of trouble. She comes from a game series called Persona, a very famous one. You might have heard of it. It's well worth playing. Whether you're into JRPGs or not, it is an experience. And that's what I always look for in games, an experience, more than just a game I play and then put aside, Yes, so sorry, that was a very...
I hear what you're saying, and that's actually something that I hadn't had on our outline to talk about, but I want to flow right into more of that.
Yeah.
What is gaming to you guys? And it sounds like Britta is saying that gaming is an experience. I mean, it's in immersing yourself in a story. It's not like there are gamers in our huge gaming community. There are gamers who are there just for achievements, or just for speed runs, or just for min-maxing. Things that are all about the mechanics of the game. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, that's not really how I approach the games that I play. So, Mary, how do you approach the games that you play?
I tend to go in a different direction because although, like with Sims, I did storytelling and things, and
sorry, start that again. My apologies.
Okay. I go a different direction, even though like I started with Sims and things that were single player. I actually tend to prefer co-op games. I like playing with friends and community and other people. And my favorite series is like Borderlands. When that came out, you can have up to 4 players, and before that it was Left 4 Dead, 4 players, and you work as a team and you talk to each other. And that's actually become my favorite, is to play these games with other people. And it's gotten so bad that when I play games solo, it's kind of boring, and that's one reason why I like to stream, because then there's people to talk to. I mean, it's not boring. The game is great. You get immersed in it. But I still, if I had a choice, I prefer to play co-op with other people.
Yeah, and so what are you playing? Like, what's your jam right now? Borderlands, right?
Borderlands right now. I'm working through the 3rd DLC. We just started that the other night, and kind of a little bit behind. We used to be very caught up. As soon as they come out, we'd hit it and we'd play it every day. But the person I play with a lot works and has school, and so I tend to end up playing with people that are like half my age, because there's not a lot of which is okay, but this person I've known like 15 years, and we've played every single Borderlands together, so it's really fun. So we're working our way through the 3rd DLC, because the 4th one I think will be out maybe in another month or so. and then we'll be ready.
Mm-hmm. So,
But
Shirley, like, how do you approach games? Like, in other words, what's your reason for playing besides the obvious, it's fun? In other words, do you like the storytelling part of it, or do you play every game where you just basically make up a story in your head, or do you sometimes just play just to clear out your brain? Do you understand the question I'm asking?
Yeah, yes. If I play any other kinds of games, um, it's just to play those games. But when I'm playing in Skyrim, stories just come into my head. So when I want to, and I love to make new characters. So when an idea for a story comes into my head, first I make a character in the screen. And then I might sit around for days, then at night in bed, thinking and thinking about that story, and I jot down notes about what I might want to do in it and stuff like that, until finally it just all comes together in my head and there's a story. So then I put those notes away and just start telling a story and playing it. It's like, I love it because it's like being real. I mean, when I'm in Skyrim, it's real to me. I live there. That's my second home. And it's like being in a movie and you're one of the characters in the movie.
That's the same thing for me, which is one reason why I don't play Fallout. Because
Yes,
I don't want to live there.
ugly.
It's ugly. It's awful. It's depressing.
Yes.
It's I don't know. I do not want to diss anyone who is in chat right now going, did they just say that?
But Stallion
Oh
says
my
a lot.
God.
I'm
That is so
sorry.
mean. I'm leaving right now. For those of you guys who love Fallout, and I know Angie's in chat and she loves Fallout, I know that. So, there's a lot that people get from that. But for myself, I want to immerse myself in a place I want to live and want to be. And where there's no zombies going to chomp on my body like in Resident Evil or something. So, that whole, sometimes
But
making
Stallion
the
says a
story
lot.
process is actually more fun than playing the game sometimes. And that whole planning out of that story. And so I understand what you're saying about that. And, the gaming community, we have a bad rap for being immature. And there being a lot of young people here, a lot of immature people who is none of us on this panel. We're all very mature. But
yeah, gray hair to prove it.
exactly. We all are sporting my gray hair is a little bit harder to see, but it is in there behind these
there.
flowers and whatnot. I have it. And I'm not going to color my hair ever. So
I'm done. I quit
going
last
gray.
year.
Exactly. I'm going gray with pride. I'm one of the things that I wonder is gaming a guilty pleasure for you all?
Not me.
No.
In other words, like if someone says, what do you do for fun? Do you like to quilt? Do you like to knit? How about baking? What do you old folks like to do with your time? And you're just sitting there like, you know
We play
what? I
video
just
games.
killed over 103 people in Borderlands 3. I can take your head off with just a look. Get away from me, kid, before you're sorry. Get off my lawn, you runt. But seriously, that brings, have you ever been judged? Like, first of all, do you admit to your friends, family, people you meet at a dinner party that you're a gamer? If you do admit it, what are their reactions?
Complete incomprehension.
Mine sort of grew into it, I think. Like my parents and of course my kids are all in, kids and grandkids are fine. And then the parents just, I think my dad's even bragged about it some. But I'm more open now than I probably didn't really tell anybody much. And I never really told my age way back, but that's changed now. I wear it proudly. So yeah, I put it out there.
Yeah, and when one of the things that Shirley, when you first came on the scene, there was like this incredulity.
Incredulous?
Incredulity. There we go. Got it. That you could possibly, like, tell us the story about the person on Reddit who didn't believe you were actually you. You remember what?
Every once in a while, still somebody asks me that, and but this one guy, he said, I work in the industry and I know that this is a kid using a voice changer. Now, I thought he said, I know, like
like it's a certainty.
I kept him set aside in my PC so that when my first interview came out, that's what I was waiting for. And I gave him the link to that, and I said, "Do you feel stupid now?"
Hey, you guys, let's get a heart in chat for Shirley getting her payback. I want to see those hearts coming in.
Yep.
I want to see those hearts coming in, people.
I love Miss Shirley speaks her mind. I love it.
Miss Shirley speaks her mind. I love that chat is flowing. Let's get those hearts, you guys. That's how we do it. When you get old enough and mature enough, you can just like save up all that, and then just like,
Yeah, you don't
dish it out.
Right.
Yes. I've had a bit of a similar experience to Shirley's. I've had literally dozens of people turn up on my channel proclaiming that I'm a complete fake and that it is really my grandson who is playing the games, and I'm showing off his collection and pretending. And just for the record, I actually don't have a grandson or a granddaughter. But yeah, they do turn up and they're completely and utterly convinced. So I don't even bother talking to them. It's a waste of time. It's quite funny, really, what people will believe, in their heads, just because they don't want to accept what's right in front of them. They build up this sort of fantasy. That's quite extraordinary, really. But yeah, so I think that's definitely related to the age, because you can't possibly be playing games if you are this old,
Yeah, and what is that? I mean, what is that about? Like, games have this like enjoyment factor, and when you get up to this point, you just have to stop. Like, I feel like there is this gatekeeping or elitism. That happens in all kinds of hobbies. That's just human nature. But still, it just seems like
it's extreme with gaming.
It really does seem more intense with gaming than anything else. Like, it's almost like, and Shirley, I think you can talk about this, Mary as well too. You guys, what is it about like people thinking that we're stupid just because we're older? Like, you would think it'd be the opposite, where like we're older. I'm like, they're just like, well, okay, what you need to do, Shirley, is you need to figure out how to add this perk to your character. No, Shirley, don't click that. No, how do you do it like this, Mary? And you just want to go, listen, you little runt. I was, I was a grandma before you were born. You know what I mean? But seriously,
I've actually had less of that. It's interesting, but I haven't encountered that as much. And I don't know if it's because I go to a lot of conventions and I've met a lot of people. I don't know if it's because I've been live streaming, but I haven't encountered it as much, thankfully.
When I first started recording, what I would get a lot is, "You're too old to be gaming, and why aren't you sitting in a rocking chair knitting?" I said, "Because I don't like to knit."
No.
Yeah, it's and I'm just curious that chat as well too. Like, what do you guys think the reason is? with that. Like, I think it's basically this kind of hyper masculinity because it tends to be young boys who are doing that.
I have one
Um,
idea, Jessa.
But it's hard
what's
to figure
that,
out.
Shirley?
Oh, Britta was saying something.
No, I was just saying it's sometimes hard to figure out, of course, who is making comments or talking to you because of the anonymity of the
Yes.
internet and social media. I had a funny comment only a day or two ago, and that sort of encapsulated the problem for me. Somebody left a comment saying, "You are old, get off the internet." And I thought that was really interesting because I've been on the internet since 1995, and I started working on the internet as a web designer, and I went on from there and did a variety of jobs, including server admin, that sort of thing. So I've clocked up 25 years on the internet, my anniversary. And I sort of feel like, in a very, very small way, as a tiny cog, I've contributed to what the internet and the web is today, because back then we saw ourselves sort of as pioneers. When people asked me, "What do you do? What's your work?" and I said, "Well, I'm a web designer. I design websites." Oh, is that a thing? We've come a long way, and I sort of feel like I've done my bit, and
You've earned
here
it.
today because of all the work that all those fantastic people did back then. So somebody presumably that young coming along and saying, "You're old, get off the internet," that's just youth and ignorance speaking. I can't really see any other way. So, but whether that helps us in addressing the problem, I don't know.
I think I think one of the things that started that whole idea is the developers themselves, the people who sell their products, because all young people started to play. Everything was advertised for young people. You didn't see pictures on any of the game boxes of grandpa and grandson playing together, or just an older person playing a game. It was all kids, and that's what kids grew up getting used to. So they just assume that old people can't play.
Mhm.
That is
And
probably
in chat, what they're saying is that it's really an immaturity thing, and Jesse here says, thankfully we're entering an era of gaming where gaming has been a casual thing for so many people. However, sadly, with this new era has come a lot of ugliness from the internet. And that's something that all of us, each of us have channels, and each of us have experienced ugliness. And for me, in particular, I get ugliness for being slightly older and also for being black, which gives me a heck of a lot of trouble as far as getting nasty from the internet, because it's such an easy target to go for. But we are paving the way. I mean, we're paving the way here, Britta.
We're trailblazers.
We're trailblazers,
Yes.
exactly.
And that's what I've been told by a lot of the younger players that I encountered lately. They're like, you're great. We look up to you. You're a trailblazer in what you're doing. And that makes me feel better, like, yes. Because they're going to be our age one day. And they're still going to be playing.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the thing, is that you guys who are all watching this, who are younger than us, one day you're going to be old farts like we are, or at least deeply middle-aged.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. And that is the comment I see most often on my channel, I'd have to say. The vast majority from people coming in saying, "Oh my goodness, it is so good to just see you enjoying games," and the games that I enjoy too. I'm still in my 20s, or I'm in my 30s, and the people around me, my family, my work colleagues, they tell me I'm childish to still be playing games, and they start to feel guilty about it and feel like they should be putting games aside. And it's sort of, in a way, channels like ours are a validation for saying it's absolutely okay to play games, whatever your
Yeah.
age. And I think that message is maybe finally getting out there.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
and
has
that's
a
what I
hobby.
want. Exactly. It's a hobby. It's also, for many of us, it's mental and emotional
Yes.
health.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that.
Mm.
The world that we are in right now is, to put a not too fine a point on it, it's a bit cray out there. And so, how are you guys using gaming to cope?
I
Are there
kind
any particular, like, for example, just to clarify, kind of flesh out that question? That, you know, we all maybe are sitting around playing our games in our pajamas late at night, you know, which is better, that keeps the demons away perhaps. But are you finding yourself more attracted to games where, like, I find people on Reddit and the gaming suggestions subreddit are asking questions like, hey, I want to find a game that's about post-apocalyptic, or a game that's kind of like they want to experience their fears through gaming. Or other of us are using it as an escape, want to go the exact opposite direction.
Animal
But
Crossing.
basically, Animal Crossing. Can I get a heart in chat for Animal Crossing, you guys?
That's been my pandemic game. It's just
So what's your
easy breezy fun? Yeah.
And Shirley, what's your pandemic play? Like, what are you doing for your pandemic play?
Well, if I ever get out of Skyrim, like in the evening before I go to bed, I turn on my Civilization 5 game and just relax, and I don't have to think playing that. I don't even have to use my keyboard. Just move my mouse around a little bit.
Have you nuked anybody, Shirley?
Oh, I used to do that way back in the beginning of playing it. Now all I do is build towns and get them built up, big cities, and do them different ways. I build out spokes to cities, or I build roads all the way around the perimeter of a continent and build cities. I just do them different ways. When it gets into levels that I don't want to go into, then I quit and start again.
As soon as someone declares war.
I used to play the wars a lot.
So you guys, Shirley's been dropping nukes. You guys, you heard that right here on the Jessa channel. Shirley Scurry. I want that in the news tomorrow. I want that, like, you know, in the headlines.
It's actually
Shirley
kind of fun.
Scurry reveals that she drops nukes.
I haven't done that for years.
We have some questions in chat, and my team members have been gathering some of those questions, and I am going to ask them. So if you have any questions you want to ask us, now is the time to type them in the chat. My great team will be putting them over on Discord for me to pick and choose what we're going to be talking about. But before we do that, I'm going to throw another question at you guys, and this question I really am looking forward to hearing the answers to, because I got my answer set. What is your dream game? If it doesn't exist, just go wild with us. Take a few minutes to just tell us about what your absolute perfect game, like everything combined, and share it with us.
I would like a game that has more co-op. Like, say you were to take, I haven't played Fallout, but something like that, or some other game where you're going through missions, or even Skyrim, where you could play with 2, 3, 4 other people. Not like the MMO where you have a ton of people, but just the co-op base, more of that, where you could play with your friends in very small groups. I would like to see more of that.
Oh, that sounds nice. But what would the game be? Like, what would you be doing?
Well, probably it would be mission based. You know, you're going from here to here, doing goals and things. I actually like those kind of games where you have something you're supposed to do. I mean, sandbox is fun, but I like, you know, completing things, leveling up, that kind of game.
So you want now? Would your perfect game have like combat in it? And if so, what type of combat would it be?
It probably would have minimal combat, puzzles, cooperation type.
Okay.
Sometimes too much fighting is too much fighting, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Okay. All right, Britta or Shirley, your perfect game?
You want to go first, Shirley, or want me to?
Well, my perfect game would be if Elder Scrolls 6 would ever come out. And I hope that it's a lot like Skyrim, only better, and that the people move more like human beings. That'd be my perfect.
Can I get an amen in chat, please? Just give me an amen or like a heart or something, you guys. Elder Scrolls 6, come on. Everyone, an amen, please. Yeah. And Shirley, have you prepared yourself for walking down the street? You know, you get into Elder Scrolls 6, you sit down, Shirley, you're in your jammies, you're all comfy to play this brand new game, and you make a Khajiit because Khajiits.
It's my favorite.
It's your, yep, exactly. And then you're walking down the street of whatever place it's going to be in, right? And you see you.
I'm going to get me for a follower.
You're going to get you for a follower? You're going to say...
Yep.
And when they release it, I'm getting you too.
To hear your voice coming out, right?
Pardon? What did you ask me?
That's going to be kind of creepy to hear your voice coming out, right?
Well, they haven't asked me to voice that one. I've done a lot of voicing for the character that I'm going to have in Skyrim SE. But Bethesda hasn't asked me to do any voicing for my character in 6.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're going to get you as a follower. It's going to open its mouth. She is going to open her mouth.
Yeah.
And it's going to sound like some other person. That's going to...
I don't know. I don't know, because they're still so far out from releasing that they might still ask me to. I have no idea. But...
Okay, well, all of us, so you guys have heard it here. It's already been out for news for a while now, but Shirley is going to be an NPC in Elder Scrolls 6. And also in Elder Scrolls, what was the other one, Shirley?
I'm going to be a follower in Skyrim SE.
Oh, Skyrim SE. Okay. Now, but is that being done by Bethesda, or is that going to be...
No,
that's a mod?
Private modders. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome.
And
so...
They should be ready soon, they keep saying.
That's going to be really, really cool. So, Shirley, when that comes out... Do you think I could talk you into joining me here on the Jessa channel, and we could just go in and play the game? And I want to see your reaction on camera when you first see and hear your character.
We can work something out, I guess.
You know what that means? That means no.
No. I just don't know exactly how you want us to do that, but we can work that out.
Oh, well, basically the same way we're doing it now. Just basically the same way, except I would be showing you. I would show you live my game, and you would just go, "Oh, look, there's your game." Oh my gosh, you guys, that would be great. So now we're gonna take some questions, I think, from chat. Oh wait, no, Britta, it's your turn.
My perfect game is simple. It already exists. In fact, there are many perfect games as far as I'm concerned. All I want is a developer who has a really creative vision that they can realize, and I think many of them have done that. I've already talked about Ni no Kuni, and that is a wonderful game with a really colorful world that I can immerse myself in, and it's an experience that I can take with me for many years. And the same applies to games like Journey. Many people, I think, would agree that is as much an experience as it is a game, and that's why people keep returning to it. You form an emotional bond with games like that, just like Shirley has her bond with Skyrim, I suppose. And finally, I suppose the ultimate series of JRPGs is Final Fantasy. And I love Final Fantasy. Most of the games are very close to my heart. And I won't even mention any in particular. I'm not picking any favorites because that's when the that's when the volcano erupts and the discussion bursts out. I love most of them one way or another. You know, they're all fantastic, and I see a team that has poured so much, not just work, into making that game. They poured their hearts and souls into it. That comes through. I pick that up. I form a bond with that game that enriches my life, and that's the perfect game for me.
So, Final Fantasy is your perfect game, really? And that's and you wouldn't improve upon it in any way, or would you add anything extra to it?
No, that's not how I see perfect, you see, because most of these games have technical flaws. They have drawbacks. There might be something that you think, oh, that's not really working that well. But to me, those are all details. They don't detract from the overall experience. Once you accept that, I think, if you don't go in with a niggling mindset, just looking for what's not right and, you know, what can I criticize here, but rather, is this game speaking to me? Is it speaking to my heart? And then I'm happy, and I don't know what else I want beyond that. You know, that's nothing in life is ever perfect. So I don't expect that kind of perfection. The perfection is what really touches me. That's what's important to me. If you want perfect, you're chasing a chimera. I think that's just my personal opinion.
Oh, that's such a great word. If you want perfect, you're chasing a chimera.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're getting a lot of questions in chat right now, but also someone mentioned that, you know, I'm on this panel too, and they want me to ask questions because I've kind of taken the role of the person who's sort of, you know, asking the questions but not actually answering them. And so I'm gonna answer this one, and before I answer this one, I'm going to say again that as the host, right, Jasmine? So I'm going to say thank you to the team who's working their butt off. There are 91 people watching us on Twitch, and then there are an additional 30 or 40 over on YouTube, somewhere over there. And I am live on YouTube and Twitch, both at the Jess channel right now. And also, before I answer this, I'll let you know that tomorrow I am doing a role play panel, another PAX panel, for a group of guys. I'll put that on screen in a minute. But my answer to my perfect game, well, I have thought about this a lot. And I really have to say I am not as gracious about the word perfect as Britta is. I want perfection, dang it, and I'm going to pay. If I pay for it, I better get it. But
I'm not gonna get it.
I know I'm not gonna. Yeah, Shirley's like, I'm old enough to know that you're not gonna get it. Just listen to your grandma, and she's right. But I can dream. And my favorite game is a game that starts out similar to The Sims 2. I feel like that's the pinnacle of the series. It would basically be a game where, well, actually, to be honest, my perfect game is the holodeck on Star Trek, where you can just go in and be in the world. Like, but until someone creates a holodeck, this will have to do. But I basically want The Sims 2 modernized, where it's more open world, where you could go, you know, in other words, similar to how The Sims 3 was, but without all the other stuff I didn't like with Sims 3, particularly the Sims themselves didn't look, they were pretty awful looking. And so it would be like, basically I want like a story creator, novel creator type of thing that is what life simulation is for me. It's basically like, it's more than a dollhouse. it's like a tool of imagination. So my perfect game would be a modernized Sims 2 that has a ton more stuff to do in it, that and Paralives, the new Paralives game that's coming out, is trying to meet these needs of the huge simming community. But basically, it would be where I could go in and actually be a sim in the game, where I could actually like click them and then click a button and I would actually be in their eyes looking around. Oh, that would be so cool. And also the perfect Sims game of mine would have extremely easy custom creation tools. So if I saw something I liked at IKEA, I could like take a picture of that thing and it could somehow import it in, boom, and I could just stick it in my game. Could you imagine? That would be amazing. You could take a picture of your friend and the game could just scan that picture and then boom, make it into a sim. Wouldn't that be the coolest thing ever? And ultimately, yes, huh? Did I go off track a bit? Did I?
No,
Have I taken up a touch too much time?
Expect a phone call tomorrow from a very big developer.
Oh, good. Hey, Electronic Arts, Maxis. I don't know if I might yell kiss my rear and hang up the phone. But yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? But anyway, you guys get me started on that. But the last thing that I would love in this is that if I had a hood and I'd worked on my hood, there would be some sort of world, like a literal planet type, not literal, but it would be a planet, that you'd see in the game. You'd click on the planet icon and this planet would come up. And then you could just put your hood right on the planet wherever you'd want it to be, and then click on someone else's hood, which is over here on this side of the planet, and then just fly over there, and go in as a sim, go visit their hood. And they would come out of their house, they would be Sims, and they would see me in front of them and we would talk. Would that be amazing? So yeah, can somebody get on that for me?
Yes.
Thanks, love Jessa. So anyway, so first of all, before we go into the questions, ladies, how are you doing? Are you enjoying your tea? Are you relaxed? Does anybody have to go to the bathroom a lot? I hope not.
Doing good.
Can I show you my tea?
Yes, please, dear one.
Please do.
I got these 3 burlap bags of tea from a subscriber, and this one is called Honey Brew Mead. And
Hold it up a little bit higher.
Ooh, that sounds
kind of near your
delicious.
head.
Oh.
And this one is called Sweet Roll. They're all from Skyrim.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's Honey
exciting.
Brew Mead. Oh, look at that.
And this one that I'm drinking is called Skooma.
Ah, skooma.
I chose that one on purpose.
I love it.
What's
Hey, you
in
guys.
The little bag? What's in the little bag is black tea with ginger and natural and artificial peach flavoring. It's really good.
Oh, that's yummy. So you guys, Shirley's on the skooma.
She is.
You heard that? You heard that here? Shirley's on the skooma.
What's really good?
You guys see, but you guys see how she was nervous before the live stream because this is, I think, the first.
French vanilla chai.
Nice. I like chai.
Oh, look at that. Shirley was nervous before the stream because and she was and I think what she did, she was like, I need something to relax.
Oh, yeah, that's
This
why
is
I picked
stressful.
She got some
So
skooma.
I'm gonna go for this skooma. So I mean, if she were on the skooma right now, you guys, she would be a right mess. So, but yeah, so let's go on to the fun part of the talk, and I'm gonna start asking you guys some questions. and to get as many questions as we can. And I'm going to kind of do this kind of hot seat where I throw a question out, somebody answers it, and then I go for the next question, and somebody answers it. And it's just whoever gets the first answer, just jump in there, give me an answer. Okay, so ooh, here we go. So Casa asks, what do you think of integrating video games into retirement homes?
Oh, great idea.
Yes.
Do it. Keep
Okay,
the mind
so they have
sharp.
and that is true because video
Yes.
games do. It's not just a story told. It's
No,
also
it's mental.
like-
It makes you think. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Mira.
No, I just say the mental part of it is, I think it's really good. Just keeps everything working.
It's mental exercise,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
And then I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Britta.
You're okay, Britta. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I was just agreeing because I think it's now actually recognised that it's a very good all-round mental brain exercise, and we know that we need to keep the brain jogging,
Mhm.
you know, just like we keep our bodies fit into old age. So it's such an obvious idea, really. I don't understand why it's not been taken up yet. The only thing I can think is because of a sort of prejudice or stigma that surrounds video games. But when I started first looking into what was this gaming thing, because I had no idea, I'd never seen a video game before, that was one of the first things that occurred to me. Video games, most people think it's just really simple stuff that any kid can do. You just click here and you click there and that's it. And of course we all know that's not
Not
the case.
always.
No, they can get jolly difficult, and you have to learn a lot to play them. So that was one of the first things that attracted me to them, because I thought, well, I'm getting on into my 60s. This is probably a good hobby to have, just in a very pragmatic way. Well, I had no idea, of course, how addicted I would become, but that was certainly behind my decision to go into video games. And I still think it's a very good point, and that we really need to make until someone realizes that this would be really beneficial.
There is
Exactly.
some studies going on about that, and I have done interviews with college students that have asked me for an interview because they're doing papers on how games can help older people maintain their mental capacity and abilities. And I did an interview with a man who writes articles in some online paper that is doing a study on that very thing also. So they are starting to become aware of that.
That's very good to hear.
So, next question up. Tabletop roleplay gaming. How many of you guys have done tabletop? This question comes from Gribel.
But Stallion says hello.
Probably not that much. I do table games like board games, but I haven't really done much. If you're talking like D&D, it's something I would like to
D&D,
try.
yeah.
I did do at the last PAX in San Antonio. We did a live kind of walk through D&D real life thing that was a lot of fun. So I haven't done a lot of that, but I'm open to trying it.
To me, I think civilization games are kind of like board games because they're top-down games that you play on moving around on squares. So that's the nearest I've come to that.
Yeah. And I think one of my dreams would be for all of us, the four of us, to be around a table playing a D&D with our little dice bags and our teacups and tea mugs and cookies in the middle.
I'm in.
We'd have to keep moving the cookies over.
Jessa,
Yeah.
you remember
Yes, dear
at
one.
PAX West when we Skyrim board game? Because
Yeah, which I
to
still
play it.
have.
I left it with you because I knew I couldn't play it by myself. and I got sick while we was there, and we never did get to play it.
Yeah.
No, we never did. And I actually do have Shirley's Skyrim game downstairs. My son and I have played it, but actually I
Oh,
think even
cool.
more than playing D&D, I would love to play. It's Skyrim Monopoly is what I'm talking about, by the way, you guys.
Yeah.
So it's, all of us could play it. And I would absolutely, that would be a wonderful thing, as if the four of us got together and just
I'd be
played
in.
games.
Yes.